What's up, everybody? Today we're going to do a little bit of a unboxing and first impressions. So I picked up the Apdoe incubator, and this is actually like the third incubator I've owned. I had one years ago when I used to raise chickens, but life just got busy. Things change, and so I just kind of got out of it. But with what we're doing right now, trying to provide the high protein lifestyle for ourselves. I wanted to get an incubator. I didn't want to get something that was going to break the bank, just a nice starter to, I don't need to hatch 100 chickens at a time. So this one is an 18 egg chicken incubator. And I believe it's got a couple other holding racks in it too. So you can do a variety of different eggs in it, but we're going to unbox it, kind of see our first impressions of it, see what we think about it, and see if we think, maybe it'll be a good unit to start out with. Like I said, we do have chickens now. You saw the chicks in the previous video that we got. We do have another bird that's going to be coming too that we're working on right now. That one is incubated specifically, so you really, most of the time you can only get hatching eggs for it. You don't, it's not as easy to get, started birds or chicks. So we're going to go ahead and open this. Oh, and I purchased this incubator from Amazon, and I believe it was $85. So I'll put the link in the description in case anybody's interested. Again, I don't know what to expect. You can read reviews, but it doesn't mean that what you read in the reviews are always 100% accurate. So we're gonna open this up and see for ourselves what we think. The very first thing that I've noticed actually about this box is it is kind of sun faded. So it, I don't know if you can see it, but kind of the cream color is kind of yellowed. So this, it kind of tells me that this has been sitting for a while. So when you first open this up, there's actually instructions. For first time use, please install the small gear first. So it kind of gives you the 3-step process to installing the small gear. Then when you first open up, your manual's on top. There's a automatic egg incubator user manual. There's also a hatching calendar in here that gives you your days, and then you can record your temperature and humidity also and any changes that happen on there. It also gives you the times for hatching, and it gives you the candling development chart. So it actually shows you per day of the week what the candling should look like. Next thing, we have a box here, I'm assuming is the power cord. Yep, here's the power cord. Then we have styrofoam, and the unit is inside. There was a little bit of damage to the box, not a terrible amount. There's a small hole in here, but with the styrofoam, I would assume everything should be protected. Alright, so here is the styrofoam. There's the top of the incubator. We'll pull the styrofoam off. There's nothing in there. And we'll pull the incubator out of this bottom piece of styrofoam. There's nothing there. So we have the lid of the unit, and this is where the gear would go into per their instructions. There's a little blower, the computer board, this orange plastic piece right here is part of the egg turner. And then on the lid, you have your control panel. You have your power button, you have your temperature button. It has Fahrenheit and Celsius. And then you can, there's a plus or minus here for your temperature setting as well. I do know that you program this based on the species of bird that you're hatching. So it'll actually, the turner will shut off on its own as the time approaches to hatching. Oh, and on the lid as well, there is the humidity vent. So you can adjust this, you can open and close it to increase or decrease the humidity that's inside of the incubator. Here we have some extra parts. I shouldn't say extra parts, we have some parts. So here's the rest of the power cord. We have the 2 adapters for the water bottles that allow the humidity to go in. I don't know if you can see those. So the way these work is these will sit on this little side tray here. They plug right in there, and then you have 2 water bottles. You only use one initially. The second one you add as the eggs are closer to hatching, just to increase the humidity. But these bottles, you fill them with water and you screw them right on here. And then it's gravity fed, so it's a continuous supply of water and humidity that goes down into the incubator. Also in this bag, we have a brush for cleaning. And then here is the gear that the instructions talked about. So we'll actually put that on momentarily. We'll see how hard that is to put on. We have another piece of foam that just kind of sits in here and protects the trays. So this first egg turner tray right here, this is going to be for your turkey, goose, possibly duck eggs. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 7 or 8 large eggs for this tray. So you can do up to 8 turkey, goose, duck. And then the chicken egg tray here, this is an 18 egg, and I'll hold it up for you. It actually says you can do, I believe it was 40 quail eggs in here as well. So I'm guessing you just double them up. In the bottom, we have another tray. It's graded, so it lets the humidity in. And then down here, you can see where the water comes in on both sides, and then it just kind of runs around in here, and then it can run around in here. So your humidity is actually focused in the center on this one, or your water is focused in the center on this one, and it keeps the water from going around the outside. So it's primarily concentrated to the center. It's honestly, seems really simple. Put your tray back in there, keep your eggs on, and then because I'm going to be using chicken, and then like I said, we have another bird that we're going to be starting with also as another option for us. It's a smaller egg, so I'm just going to leave that in there as well. And then we're going to go ahead and install this gear. And I'll read the instructions. So step 1, we're going to unscrew the top cover counterclockwise, which would be this. And we pull that off. Then we have it says there's a D-shaped shaft, which is right here. We're going to install the small gear onto the D-shaped shaft of the turner motor. Just want to make sure that's on right. There we go. And we push it down on it. It's kind of hard to get on there. And then step 3, we're going to tighten the top cover clockwise. And there, it's locked into place. So I just want to make sure, okay, yeah, this doesn't spin anymore. The gear is engaged. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this lid back on. Oh, there we go. So this actually has to line up when you put your lid on. So it's on the lid. You can kind of compress it a little bit. It's a little bit thin, but it doesn't seem like that'll be a problem. Plug it in, make sure everything works. This incubator also has a built-in egg candler on it. It's right here, so your eggs just sit right on that. You turn the light on and then you can candle them. Okay, so the turner is actually turning right now. Okay, so let's see. So when you first open it up, it gives you a temperature measurement statement. It also gives you the reason for any temperature deviations. So it is recommended that you do put a separate thermometer and humidity detection in here. Some of the reasons for deviation could be a sensor position issue, airflow, and the type of thermometer. It does say to reset this before each use. The incubator will start counting the incubation days as soon as it's powered on. So when you put eggs in here, you do need to reset it so your cycle is reset. Let's see why. It gives you some reasons why the turner might not be working. Gives you the automatic egg turning and stopping function. Tells you how to stop and remove the egg turner. Gives you a diagram of all the components and how they go together. And then it gives you the control panel features on here. So you can adjust with the temperature. The egg candler, so you press the minus button once, and then that turns on the light. It's actually pretty bright. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's a pretty bright light. Tells you how to reset it to go back to the factory settings, and then the settings for the temperature also change the incubation day and the egg turning time interval. So you can change your temperature. You can change your incubation days to set the number of days. So for chicks, say 21 days. For quail, like 15 to 18. Turkeys, 28 days. And then you can change the interval time for the egg turning. Talks about kind of the location where you want to keep your incubator. Gives you the alarm functions. It does have a temperature alarm and a humidity alarm, so if it falls out of the parameter ranges, you'll get an alarm. Tells you how to lower the humidity and increase your humidity. Talks about humidity control for the initial incubation, and then for the humidity that you want to achieve the last few days of incubation. And it talks about candling and how to prepare for the hatch. So overall, seems like an okay unit. Seems pretty user-friendly. Quality-wise, it seems okay. The only thing I'm not sure about is these gravity-fed water bottles. I do have some concerns with those. I could see them flushing and just letting a ton of water in there. So we'll see. I'll give you some updates as we go along, but for the unboxing and first impressions, it seems like for the value, $85, it seems like a pretty decent incubator to start out with. I'm sure as time goes on, we might outgrow it, but this seems like a good starting point for the price point. There's a lot of good features for the price. Again, I'll put a link in the bottom in the description for this incubator. Again, I bought it on Amazon, and I'll give you some updates as we go along. We'll see you next time.